Hey guys, this is Billy Joe here, a developer for the Rest Arena plugin. This is a plugin pretty much based off instance arenas, things like combat tags, UK, etc. Now with that being said, they are instance arenas, so that means that you can actually have one map and you can have multiple arenas running on that one map, which I'm going to show you guys how to set up here in this video. The setup is pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I know sometimes with commands people can get a little confused. So I thought I'd make this just to make sure that everyone is on the same page, and that way reduces the amount of questions. Now if there's any issues you guys have or any bugs or anything like that, do not hesitate to message me. I do want to make sure we keep this plugin maintained and maybe even come out with some new features. So if you guys have any feature recommendations or any bug fixes or any issues you guys run into, please do in fact message me. Just so everyone knows, this plugin is going to be in a very early beta with the instance arenas, just because sometimes with instancing you can have some issues. So just keep that in mind when buying this plugin. Okay, so first off, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get the lobby set up. So this map does not come with the plugin, it's just a test map that I have just to use to showcase this video. But anyway, you're going to go ahead and head to your lobby spawn, and you're just going to do /set lobby. Now wherever you set this lobby spawn point, this is where people are going to spawn, also where they're going to come when whenever they leave an arena. So keep that in mind. First things first, do that. You may first spawn like the water when you load into your server, or if you get kicked for terrain violation, what you're gonna have to do is just install the terrain violation plugin to disable that, and then you should be good. But you shouldn't have to worry about that. Anyway, set your lobby spawn point. Once you do that, you're gonna go ahead and head over to your arena map, and just pick one of your maps on whichever one have an arena. Just TP there. What you're going to do then is create map, and then call it a name. I'm just going to call this Grassy Hills. So you see there, we'll say you've created a map. And then what you're going to do is we're going to set the spawn points for this map. So how it works is you're just going to go over to where one of the team's spawn points, and do /set spawn, and then the map name, so Grassy Hills, and then the team ID. So 0 would be team A, 1 would be team B, and then 2 is spectator. So 0, we're going to set team A first. I'm going to fly over to team B here. We'll just do it here. Do the same thing, just change that to a 1. And then for the spectator, I recommend being a little bit above the glass, just because I know sometimes if players spawn on top of each other, they can push them through. So just go up like a little bit like up here, and then set the spawn, just so you don't have spectators running around your arena. So just do that. That should do the effects for it. But that should do that. And the reason why I'm putting these in quotes is because there's a space. If there's a space, you guys have to put quotes. Otherwise, it's not going to count as one argument. It's gonna fuck up your commands and whatnot. So make sure you put a quotation there if you have a space. Other than that, though, we got the map set up now. So we're just going to head back over to our arena, which will be here. And I should just change the time real quick because it's going to get really dark here in a second. And once we're here now, what we can do is we're going to go ahead and create the actual arena for the map now. So with that being said, it's just going to be Rust Arena, create. Then you're going to put the IDC, so whatever the arena ID wants to be. So we'll just make it 1. Then you're going to put the map, so Grassy Hills. And then whether or not it's a VIP arena or not. So in this case, it's not going to be a VIP arena. So we're just going to go ahead and make it false. And you'll see you have created arena 1. This has been saved to the data file. Now you're like, well, where do you enter that arena? So there's 2 different ways you can enter that arena. First way is going to be doing Rust Arena, join, and then putting the IDC, which is 1. Now in this case, we're not going to be doing that because we want to have entrances, and we want to have a display for people to join. So in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and head over to this box right here. I'm going to stand like right here, and then I'm just going to do set entrance, and then 1, which is the arena ID that we just created, arena 1. So once I do that, you'll see this will pop up on your screen. You can actually just hold your W key and walk forward, and then walk out. So as you can see, we have arena 1, your map name, and how many players are in. It will say actually team A, how many players, team B, once you actually join. Right now, it'll just say no players. So with all this being said, as you can see, if you walk into it, you'll get this little team UI selector. So in this case, you can select team A, team B, or spectators. I'm just going to go ahead and join on team A. Which you'll see will bring you over to the team A spawn, and then you'll have this very nice HUD. So this HUD actually disappears once you actually start the game. It's just obviously here because I don't want it to take up screen space when you're playing. But this is pretty much just going to say your team, which will always be on the left, and then the other team will always be on the right here. and as you can see, it's just Team A, Team B by default, and it says first to 10. So with this, obviously, there's a bunch of features. As you can see, I just actually clicked over here on the right-hand side where it says settings to open that menu, or you can type /settings. But anyway, as you'll see, you'll be brought to this menu where you have a bunch of options such as private arena. You toggle that on, nobody can join unless they're in this whitelist, which is another option here on the left-hand side. You have headshot only, which makes headshot only kills. Friendly fire, which turns on friendly fire between your teammates. Scopes, which adds scopes to your inventory. Obviously, turn it off removes them. Allow wounded means that they can, be wounded and whatnot. Obviously, you guys, I'm gonna need some. There may be an issue with this just because of crawling update, but it should be good. Just let me know if you guys run into any issues. And then clear entities as well. This should be, if this is on, it will clear all the entities at the end of the round. If it's off, it will leave the entities there. I know some people like to leave the entities there, so it's up to you guys whether or not you do that. But that is how that works. Then you have a few actions here that you can do to, the arena. So such as start round, end round, restart game, which obviously will reset the score and all that. Clear arena, which will clear all the objects in the arena. Heal players, which will heal all players. Switch sides, which will literally just transfer. So I'm on Team A right now, I believe. It will transfer Team A spawn over to that side. And then refresh kits, we'll just reload all everyone's kits, like if they have ammo missing or whatever. And then transfer ownership, which will bring up this menu where you can transfer the owner. Then you have the arena loadout, which is where you can select, what you want to, give to people and whatnot. Now, this is actually all configurable in the config. You guys will see on the plugin config, you can change what is in each kit, and you can change what kits are available, all that kind of stuff. So this is not hard coded. You guys can change all that. Obviously, you can see the attire. So if we select wood pants, coffee can helmet, road sign gloves, and we'll just say burlap shoes. We'll just do wood chest. We can do all that. We'll even just put on P250, and we'll even knock the med syringe count down to 2. Get rid of the med kits, put on 3 bandages, and then we'll just do 0 wood walls. Okay. And once you hit close, you'll see the kit will get refreshed. We have just that, and as you can see, our kit here will just be just as we selected there. So we'll go back into the settings menu here. Obviously, we showed off the arena whitelist. The arena ban, same thing works with the whitelist. You can ban players from your arena. They'll get thrown up to the spectators booth. And then switch maps. If we had another map here, it would show here, and you would be able to hit switch map. You can actually have an arena map picture as well. There's a thing in the config for it. There's no command to actually set the map picture, but you'll just go in the config and then edit the config and just reload the plugin. Or I believe it's the data file. If I'm wrong there, then check the data file. But that will be the settings menu. As well on the right hand side, you'll see a change team option, which will just bring up the change team option. Obviously, you can switch between teams. I'm just going to choose the same team. And then obviously the leave arena, which we'll show in a second. I do just want to run through some quick commands though, such as the force start command. Obviously, there's no player on the other team, so it's not going to let me start the round. But /FS will allow the arena owner just to force start the arena, so they can, without having to wait for every player to ready. Or all the players can do /R, which you'll see over here. You are ready, and obviously you can do ready to unready. Same goes with ready. Both work. It's up to you. And as you'll see on the right-hand side there, you'll see that thing change colors based on if they're ready or not. So that's pretty much the summary of the arena. I also have an optimized way of doing this, stopping players from moving, which is using Harmony. So make sure you guys have Harmony enabled, aka disabled sandbox, as it is what makes this more performant instead of hook calls going crazy. So I came up with a unique way to do this. So that's why, if you wonder why it's doing this, it's because obviously the round's not started yet. So anyway, if you guys have any other questions or anything like that, feel free to hit me up on Discord, or just message me on the discussions page for the product. If you have any bugs or issues, do not put them in the discussions page. Please put them in the support tickets. It's way easier to manage that way, so just please do that. And other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, and I hope you enjoy the product. Bye-bye.